how to preserve the remains of the last German Dornier 17 bomber. I'm visiting the RAF Museum in the Midlands to see up close the wing of a very rare German bomber that was shot down in World War II. Let's go check it out. And here it is, the wing of the Dornier Do 17 from the last surviving aircraft of its kind. It's being looked after in this conservation hangar by a team of trained professionals. Considering its story, it's not in bad condition. It laid on the seabed just off the coast of Kent for more than 70 years before it was impressively lifted from the sea. In these shots you can see it's covered in barnacles and other debris. The team at the museum have worked hard over the last decade to get down to the metal.
You can see these rusted steel elements here.
Talking to me about the work that's gone on here is museum curator Tom Hopkins.
It's been in polytunnels being soaked with a solution of citric acid to remove the significant amounts of marine accretion, things like barnacles.
The bulk of the airframe is made from aluminium alloy, very light material, but quite sensitive to saltwater corrosion. So we can see on sections of the skin here that it's actually fared quite poorly. Interesting, there's steel components. We can see an undercarriage main wheel leg here. That's actually in not too bad condition, just that sort of rust finish there. And then we've got the rubber here and the tyres, which has fared really quite well. You can just make out some of the marks left by barnacles on it there.
It was known as the Luftwaffe's flying pencil and was shot down in 1940 during the Battle of Britain. You can see the bullet holes from that deadly fight.
So when this was engaged in combat with Boulton Paul Defiant of 264 Squadron, it would have been absolutely riddled with 303 rounds from their machine guns. And we can see evidence of where the Dornier was actually hit by those rounds. With holes in the skin here, but we can see how the metal is sort of peeled back as if the round was passing through it at speed and actually deforming the metal.
But that's not all that was found at sea.
We're in the museum's Small Objects Conservation Studio, where we're looking after some of the smaller objects that were recovered from the Dornier. The Dornier was carrying a first aid kit so the crew could deal with any emergencies while on operations. We've got a hypodermic needle and a syringe and some ampules. These particular ones are for aspirin with caffeine. A gravity knife. It's designed so it can be opened with one hand. Quite useful if you are parachuting out of an aircraft and get tangled in the ropes of your own parachute, for instance. We've got a water flare pistol here, which would have been used if the aircraft was distressed and needed to send up a flare to seek assistance. So it's got the manufacturer's name, Walter, and then 1939, so the year of manufacture.
Only a year old.
Yeah. A large number of spent cases, 7.92 milliliter caliber from the MG15, and evidence of just how intense that firefight must have been when they were engaging with those Defiants.
This is a full circle moment for the team at the RAF Museum Midlands, as they first worked on the aircraft after it was brought here. Now, a decade later, it's ready to go out on display to the public. Thanks for watching. For more from BFBS Forces News, like and subscribe to our channel.